If somebody told you the wealthiest zip codes in all of Middle Tennessee are not inside Nashville, would you believe them? Because that is exactly what the data shows. And honestly, most people who are moving here or buying here get this completely wrong. They fly in, they drive through Green Hills, they see the nice restaurants, they think, yeah, this is where the money is. And look, Green Hills is great, but that's not where the old money lives. I'm talking about the generational wealth. The families where the kids grew up on estates, went to private schools, came back and bought the house right down the road from where they grew up. That kind of money has a very specific address in Middle Tennessee. And today, I'm going to show you exactly where it is, what it costs to live there, and what you actually need to know if you're a buyer or a seller in those markets right now. And here's why this matters to you. Whether you're relocating here from California, New York, Florida, or really anywhere, or you're a local buyer who's been renting in East Nashville and you're finally ready to make a move up, understanding where the generational wealth pockets are in this market tells you where values hold long-term. These are the neighborhoods that did not blink during past downturns. They're the markets where inventory stays tight and demand stays deep. Knowing where those pockets are is just smart buying strategy. This is not a market to experiment with overpricing. For buyers, this is one of the best windows we've seen in years to enter the downtown Nashville luxury market. You have leverage you did not have before. Use it wisely. Let's start with what I call the golden triangle of old money in Middle Tennessee. And before I dive in, I want to give you a little context on who I am and why this matters. I'm Josh Anderson. I'm a Nashville-based real estate agent, and I've been working in this market for years, specifically helping buyers and sellers navigate the luxury and move-up space here in Middle Tennessee. I have walked through properties in every one of these neighborhoods. I've had real conversations with sellers who have owned their homes for 30 and 40 years, and I've helped buyers from out of state understand exactly what these communities are actually all about before they write a big check. So the golden triangle is this: Belle Meade, Forest Hills, and Oak Hill. These three communities sit right on the west and southwest side of Davidson County. They're not flashy, they don't have billboards, there's no big mixed-use developments going up on every corner, and all of that is by design. These are quiet, established, residential-only areas where the whole point is that nothing changes. And the people who live here like it that way. Let's start with Belle Meade, because this is the big one. Belle Meade is technically its own city. It's a 3 square mile radius of incorporated municipality on the west side of Nashville, about 9 miles from downtown, with its own city hall, its own police department, and its own zoning laws completely separate from Metro Nashville. According to local MLS data, the median sale price in Belle Meade is tracking closer to 3.5 to 3.8 million right now. And based on 93 transactions tracked through 24 and 25, the average sale price sat right around 3 million. The highest price listing currently active in the Belle Meade market is 23.8 million. So when we're talking about a neighborhood where 3 million is not the ceiling, but the starting point of the conversation, you are not accidentally ending up here. This is very intentional. And here's what makes Belle Meade different from just being another expensive neighborhood. According to the US Census data, the median household income in Belle Meade exceeds $250,000, which is more than 3 times the national average. That is not new tech money or one big bonus year. That is sustained multi-generational wealth. Homes here have changed hands between prominent Nashville families for decades. This is old Nashville, and the address itself carries meaning in this city. Now, seamlessly connecting from Belle Meade, let's talk about its 2 neighbors that most buyers overlook entirely: Forest Hills and Oak Hill, the well-kept secrets next door. Right next door to Belle Meade, you've got Forest Hills and Oak Hill. And these two are what I describe as the well-kept secrets of the old money belt. They do not get as much attention, they are not as well branded, but the people who know this market well know exactly what they are. Forest Hills is another incorporated city, just like Belle Meade. Residential only zoning, large lots, wooded settings. It offers what Forest Hills buyers describe as seclusion that is genuinely rare inside Nashville's limits. According to MLS data and the Nashville home sales track through 2025, Forest Hills sits in a similar price range to Belle Meade, generally starting around 1.5 million and running all the way up through trophy estate properties well above 5 million. The homes here tend to have more architectural variety than Belle Meade. You'll see mid-century modern mixed in with traditional brick estates, and the lots are very generous, frequently running between 1 and 3 acres with mature trees. Oak Hill is located just 7.5 miles south of downtown Nashville. directly north of Brentwood. And Oak Hill has something really unique. It sits adjacent to Radnor Lake, which is this incredible wildlife preserve right in the middle of everything. So you have families who have lived in Oak Hill for 30, 40 years, and their backyard essentially opens up toward one of the most pristine natural areas in the entire state. According to local market data tracked through 2025, most homes in Oak Hill list between 1.25 and 5 million, with custom-built estates on multiple acres making up a significant share of inventory. Now here's something important to understand about why these three, Belle Meade, Forest Hills, and Oak Hill, form such a tight cluster. According to the Census Bureau, Forest Hills tops the charts for median household income at the city level across all of Tennessee, coming in above $250,000. Oak Hill's right there with it, posting a median household income of $215,000. That corridor running along the west and southwest side of Nashville has been the financial spine of the city for well over a century, and the data backs it up consistently. All right, let's head south because the old money story does not stop at the Davidson County line. Brentwood is where a lot of people who grew up in Belle Meade and Oak Hill eventually move when they want more land and a bigger estate without giving up the school quality or the lifestyle. And Brentwood delivers on both fronts in a serious way. According to the Census Bureau, Williamson County, where Brentwood sits, is ranked #1 among all 95 counties in Tennessee for median household income, coming in at an unbelievable $145,000 median household income and an average household income of $183,000 as of the most recent data available. According to the data, the median property value in Williamson County reached $752,000 in 2024, up 11.5% from the year before. That's not a market that's struggling. That's a market with deep structural demand. Brentwood itself has been long known for sprawling estates, gated communities, and top-ranked schools. Communities like the Governor's Club, a gated country club community inside Brentwood, and Laurelbrook, a prestigious gated enclave right on the Brentwood border with a Franklin address, have some of the most impressive estate properties in the entire Southeast. A 22,000 square foot estate in Laurelbrook sold for $19 million back in 21, which tells you a lot about the ceiling in this market. According to Redfin, the median home price in Brentwood currently sits around $1.9 million. And here's the thing about Brentwood that a lot of buyers from out of state don't fully appreciate. You're getting the caliber of property and the land that you simply cannot find inside of Davidson County. And you're pairing it with Williamson County schools, which according to state rankings is the #1 school system in all of Tennessee. So the package that Brentwood delivers, estate level properties plus one of the highest performing school districts in the entire state, plus proximity to Nashville, is genuinely hard to replicate anywhere else in the Southeast. All right, now we're at the halfway point, and I want to circle back to where we started for just a second. Remember at the beginning when I said most people coming into this market have it wrong? Here's what I mean. Most people looking at luxury real estate in Nashville are focused on what the neighborhood looks like on Instagram. They're driving down 12 South, they're having a nice dinner in Green Hills, and they're basing a $2 or $3 million buying decision on vibes. The buyers who end up in the best positions are the ones who actually understand the history of these pockets, the income demographics, the school zones, the zoning protections, and the long-term hold value. That's what separates a great buy from an expensive mistake. And look, if you're relocating to Middle Tennessee and you want a deeper breakdown of what to expect moving here, I've put together a free Nashville relocation guide that covers this stuff. The link's in the description below. Grab it. It's free. It'll save you a lot of time when you're evaluating neighborhoods and figuring out where to focus. But now let's talk about the one area that has quietly become the most talked about address among Nashville's wealthiest buyers over the last several years. Okay, so if Belle Meade's old Nashville formal money, Leiper's Fork is old Nashville quiet money. And there's a real difference between the two. Leiper's Fork is an unincorporated community in western Williamson County, about 8 miles west of Franklin and about 30 minutes from Nashville. There are no traffic lights here at all. No chain restaurants, no apartment buildings. What there is rolling hills, historic farms, working ranches, and some of the most dramatic estate properties in all of Tennessee. Here's the thing about Leiper's Fork that I keep coming back to every time I show property out there. The village center has an actual general store, a post office, art galleries, and a live music venue that has touring artists playing on weekend afternoons. It's one of the very few places in Middle Tennessee that has a genuine community identity that actually predates the Nashville real estate boom. According to local MLS data tracked through 2025, most residential properties in the Leiper's Fork corridor sell between $1.5 million and $8 million, with exceptional estates and large land parcels going anywhere from $10 to $30 million. The median lot size for closed sales in that area was 5.61 acres, which tells you that buyers are not just coming here for a house. They're coming for land, privacy, and a lifestyle that's genuinely hard to find this close to a major metro area. Over the past several years, Leiper's Fork has quietly become what buyers who have lived everywhere, New York, LA, Miami, they all describe it as unlike anywhere else they've ever been in the South. There's something about driving down Old Hillsborough Road with the views opening up over all those rolling hills and working farms, and then knowing that you're still 30 minutes from Nashville International Airport and 8 miles from Franklin's historic downtown. That is just a really, really powerful combination. And Williamson County Schools consistently ranked as one of the top performing school districts in all of Tennessee. Now, Leiper's Fork is not for every buyer. If you're someone who wants to walk into a coffee shop and have your groceries delivered in 20 minutes, this is probably not your spot. But if you want land, privacy, a real sense of place, and the kind of neighbors who have been there for generations, Leiper's Fork is genuinely special. And the buyers who are finding it are not telling many people about it. All right, let's close the loop on something that matters a lot to buyers right now. And that's the investment side of buying in any of these markets. Here's the question I get from a lot of buyers who are relocating from high-cost states. Josh, is this the right time to buy in a market like Belle Meade or Brentwood or Leiper's Fork? And my honest answer is always the same. These are not markets you try to time. These are markets you commit to when you have the financial profile to participate, because the structural factors that protect value here are not going away. Let me give you the big picture on this. According to Redfin, over 18% of Nashville area listings in 2025 were priced above $1 million. The luxury segment of this market has grown dramatically, and the relocation story is not slowing down. According to several reports tracking migration patterns, Nashville continues to see significant inbound population from high-tax states like California and New York. And a meaningful portion of those buyers are coming in with significant equity and a motivation to plant roots in a state with no income tax and a really strong economy. According to the Census Bureau, Williamson County's median property value rose 11.6% from 23 to 24, reaching $752,000. And for Belle Meade specifically, sales show a 7.3% appreciation in median sales price from 24 to 25. These are not explosive speculative numbers. They're steady, durable gains in markets where inventory is structurally constrained because the zoning literally prevents new dense development from changing the character of the entire neighborhood. What that means for a buyer is that you're not buying into a neighborhood that's going to look completely different in 10 years. Belle Meade looked almost the exact same 20 years ago as it does today. Oak Hill looked mostly the same. That kind of stability is not about aesthetics. It's about protecting your investment over a long period of time. And for sellers in these markets right now, the days on market do run longer than in more mid-market neighborhoods. Belle Meade homes are averaging around 81 days on the market, but that's because the buyer pool for a $3 million property is smaller, and the right buyer has to find the property at the right time. What that means for you as a seller is that pricing and presentation are everything. Buyers at this price point are sophisticated, they've seen a lot, and they'll walk away from an overpriced property in a heartbeat. Getting the pricing strategy right in this market is where I spend a lot of my time with sellers. So let's bring it all together. The old money of Middle Tennessee lives in a very specific arc. It starts with Belle Meade, the most storied and formerly wealthy address in all of Tennessee, where the median sales price is tracking between $3.5 and $3.8 million. And the history goes back over a century. Then it continues into Forest Hill and Oak Hill, the two neighboring cities that offer that same residential-only character with a little more variety and in some cases a slightly lower entry point. It extends south into Brentwood, where estate-level properties meet one of the top performing school districts in the entire state. And Williamson County's title is the #1 income county in Tennessee. And it stretches out west to Leiper's Fork, where the wealthiest buyers who want land and genuine privacy and a real sense of community are quietly putting down roots far from the spotlight. These are not trendy neighborhoods. These are not neighborhoods that showed up on a list 2 years ago. These are places where wealth has compounded quietly for a very long time. And the buyers who understand that dynamic are the ones who make decisions they feel good about 10 and 20 years from now. If you're thinking about buying or selling in any of these neighborhoods, I would love to talk. I work specifically in this market, and I know these communities really well. The link in the description below will take you to our free Nashville relocation guide, which covers all of this in more depth, and it has specific neighborhood breakdowns, school information, local insights that I think you'll find really helpful wherever you are in your search. Also, hit subscribe if you're not already on our channel. We put out content on Nashville and Middle Tennessee every week. And whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping up with what's happening in this market, I think you'll find it worth your time. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.